Good morning. Day 48 of my Heysen adventure. I'm just leaving Yanyanna Hut. Today's the penultimate day, second last day. Heading to Pigeon Bore today, so about 30 k's. The weather's looking pretty good. It's meant to turn ugly tonight, so I guess it'll cloud over a bit this afternoon or this morning maybe. But yeah, it's pretty stunning at the moment. The sun's just about to come up. It's about, I don't know, 7:15. All right, I'm going to get walking. No doubt I'll be taking a few photos this morning. I'll catch you soon. So the walls of the pound are lighting up in the early morning rising sun. The sun's just made its appearance, which is good because my fingers are freezing. That's Yanyanna track. That's where I'm heading. I've just walked the Bunny-Roo road for half a k from the hut. It's hard to take your eyes off that. There's one last close-up. So I'm guessing today's video might be a longish one, because there's some nice country I'm walking through. It's a long day and I've got some nice weather. So yeah, that would normally add up to a fairly long video. So get your fingers on the fast forward button, I think. So I'm not sure if it'll show up on the video, but very dewy night last night. It was cold-ish, like it was probably down to 2 or 3. There's no frost, but everything's covered in water. Everything's dewy. So now I'm on a walking track. It's a little bit, things are a little bit damp in the foot department. Yeah, I'm back on a 4-wheel drive track by the look of it. Well, that'll keep my feet dry until the grass dries out, hopefully. There's not a breath of wind this morning. So it's been pretty easy walking so far. I had a short section through the dewy grass, but most of it's been on this Yanyanna management track. So I'm over halfway to, I think it's Middle Sight Water Hut. That'll do me for brekkie when I get there, I reckon. The bigger mountains around Wilpena are catching some cloud now. So I got a mob of emus and a roo. I got the coat of arms over there, if it's coming up on the video. So this is, I think it's Middlesite Waters. There's a camping pad. The hut's not the prettiest, but it'll do the job. There's a tank. There's also fairly permanent water just down in that creek line, in my experience. I've been here a few times. We'll go and have a look. The girls that are walking in front of me stayed here last night, I think. So I'm pretty sure there's no one here now. So yeah, a couple of bunks. They look a little bit short for me, but they'd do. Fireplace is blocked off. And there's a food locker. There's normally a logbook oh yeah, there's the logbook over there. So yeah, get you out of the rain. It's got a floor, so that's good. And it's got bunks. So probably a little bit better than when I slept in last night on the floor. All right, as far as I'm going now, I'm having brekkie. Just doing some shirt drying. And yeah, have some brekkie and then we'll get on with it again. Okay, brekkie's finished. So I'm heading for Trona camp now, this way. There's actually a quicker walk down there. There's a day walk around here, a loop. I think I've got it in my day walks in South Australia tab or playlist. For some reason, the Heysen goes a long way around. Anyway, I'll follow the official route. So yeah, I've just filled up with water at that tank. There's actually a few more tanks at this Trona campground, and about it's probably less than 3 k's from here. So there's a bit of water around. There's also normally a bit of permanent water in the creek, or semi-permanent water in the creeks around here too. But yeah, maybe wouldn't rely on that though. All right, let's get on with it, eh? So this is the Trona camp. It's got car access. It's nice camping here, but I can hear that generator. So even though the camping's nice, you're probably better off back at Middlesite Water, about 2.5 k's back, I reckon. Or heading past this and heading bush. What it does have that is handy though is some tanks. So there's one here. There's more. There's a big one on the hill over there. There's more along the creek. So pretty good water here. Yeah. The tanks I'd imagine the rangers fill them because cars can drive in there. All right, I'm gonna pretty well push straight through, I think. So I'm standing on a spot, apparently, called the Golden Spike. It marks a spot that differentiates between the different geological periods in the world, and is the only one in the southern hemisphere. So that's this red, looks like conglomerate rock almost, I guess. Anyway, it's a nice little, this is right near the Trona picnic area. I can't read that, it's sideways. You have to spin your tally around on its side to read that one. Alright, I'm heading up that way. So that's the Trona circuit going over that little saddle there. This is where I leave it though. I'm heading back on the Heysen. Aruna trailhead 13.8. That's my next water too. That's all good. It's not even 11 o'clock yet, so I'm probably not quite halfway, but not far off all I have to walk today. So this is the remains of Yanyanna Hut. Like I was kind of waffling on about down at Yanyanna last night. These are outstations. So there'd be a homestead, and then their properties were that big. They'd build little huts out in the bush for the people to come and live in, look after the cattle out, or the sheep, probably out here, out in the bush. I think this one's from the Aruna station back in the day. Yanyanna, I'm not sure where that was from, whether it was from here or somewhere down south. But yeah. I mean, these outstations are still a thing in various parts of the country. I'm going to miss this when I finish tomorrow. Just pull up in a random creek bed for lunch. So I think I'm climbing up to a high point now, and then it's downhill all the way to Aruna. So hopefully I might get a bit of a view. We're not talking super high, probably 150 metres, 200 metres climbing from down at Trona camp, I guess. It's a nice day today. There is a bit of a breeze now, but it's nothing to worry about. And it's warm. Yesterday was warm too. Yesterday was probably the warmest I've had on the whole walk, I guess. And today is probably even a fraction warmer, judging by the feel of the sun on my neck. Anyway, I reckon you get the gist of what I'm up to at the moment, so I might turn the video off, I think. So the thing with the Heysen in Flinders Ranges National Park is it doesn't ever go up into the high mountain ranges to the tops like the Larapinta does. So for the most part, the walking is pretty spectacular, but it's not super hard. The climbs aren't huge. There's a little bit more away from the national park, there's probably more ridge walking than actually in the national park. I don't think there's any in the national park. You climb over Bridle Gap, it's about as close as you get. It's pretty sweet though, I'll tell you. So, just had a notable encounter. It's pretty notable when you see people out here. Actually just bumped into 4 people going the other way. Anyway, there's a narrow bit of track, so I stopped, got off the track to let them pass, and the guy that was leading it stops. I said, no, you come through. He said, no. He just stood there looking at me. And turns out he was one of the rangers. If anyone's seen my Australian Alps walking track video, I remember I got to Cascade Hut. I was coming down the Australian Alps walking track and there was a group of rangers there, or retired rangers. He was one of those guys that I spent the night with back on the Alpine track, Australian Alps walking track. He's up here touring around with his friends. Talk about a small world. So I'm just approaching Aruna Hut. It's pretty spectacular through here. When I start approaching, I've probably got a couple of k's to go. Looks like I've got to be on that side of the creek. Now I'll swing over down here. So this is a very rugged little walk. So this must be a day walk out of Aruna, I'm guessing. Here we go. Yanyanna circuit. Some nice cliffs. Seems to be taking forever to reach Aruna Hut. That's partly why, the views. So I think this is Aruna Hut, although it's called Pumper's Hut on the sign. A dusty place to spend the night, I reckon. Anyway, keep you out of the rain. Just. The valley itself's very pretty. There's a car camping area just down there. So there's a tank at the toilet over there. And there's a tank here which I'm going to use. I'm going to keep going, I'm not stopping here. So I'm actually climbing gently up to this Pigeon Bore. And then I think I'm descending tomorrow gently. That could be a feral fact. Following an old closed management track or something at the moment. Okay, I've arrived at Pigeon Bore. There's water in it. Haven't tasted it, but it'll be drinkable. I'm gonna maybe drop down towards the creek over here and see if there's somewhere a bit sheltered, because the weather is meant to change overnight. We shall see. It's about 3:30, I guess now. It's pretty early for me. But there's not much point going any further. I've got water here, I've got shelter. Leaves me with about 15 out to the road tomorrow. Fingers crossed, that's all I have to do. All right, let's go find a spot to camp. Okay, so this is my Pigeon Bore camp. Even a few benches. There's a creek down there that's dry. I'm wondering if it's going to be dry in the morning. We shall see. Tent's on a bit of an angle, which is good, because the water will flow underneath, hopefully, because I can see what's going to happen. If it pours with rain, it's going to sheet down here. But anyway, the bathtub floor held up the other night. I think it'll be fine. All right, I'm going to head up to the bore and get some water to cook with. I might video the bore. I'm not sure if I did before. I might have. I think I did a video with it. I'll get some with it pumping water. Okay, day 48 of my Heysen Trail adventure, the penultimate day. According to All Trails, I did about 30.8 Ks and a bit over 500 metres climbing. Sounds about right. It wasn't a particularly hard day. I was here fairly early. Very pretty though, very pretty. The thing that takes me the longest to walk up here is not the hills or the rough ground. It's stopping to take too many photos and so much video. I just go around every corner and think, oh wow, got to get another photo. Anyway, there possibly won't be too many photos tomorrow or too much video if this rain comes through. So we'll see. Today might be the last of the big views. So tomorrow promises to be either a 15k walk to the trailhead, which will be pretty easy, although it is along a creek, some of it, so could be interesting if it's raining. So it's either going to be a good, easy 15Ks, or it's going to be a death march, 30Ks out to the highway across a flooded road. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings, eh? Either way, it's all good. I'll be in some kind of civilization tomorrow night somewhere, probably. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye. Here's one last video in case tomorrow's no good.